Hey everybody, it's Papaya here. I wanted to make a quick video on just some of the current best caster items I would say are like what you should build in mid lane. I wanted to share that because I see a lot of people that will build Azure core first item, some really weird stuff. And honestly, I think there isn't much of an overall point in some of those items. And as a mid laner, your entire goal is to either help provide peel for the team, kill the ADC, um, and overall get a lot of roam and punishment. So your entire goal, oops, I think that might have been too much in terms of, I don't know why I didn't fit the screen. Um, there. Your entire goal is to, provide roam, provide pressure, provide clearing pressure, and throw out a ton of damage, right? So I'll see people building like Mesmer first, and I'll see people building, Spellbreaker first, and I'll see people doing Azure Core. Like, Alchemical Raw, we'll go over through everything, but right now, I'm gonna go through basically what the main mid laners are. We're not gonna go any of the weird mid laners, Fang Mao. Not even really Shinbi because she doesn't provide as much. I mean, fun character to play. I enjoy playing her a lot, but doesn't provide as much like support. This is kind of like on meta picks. Um, so the best caster mid overall items. We can go with overall. Let's talk about the crests first. But we got Tempest, Time Flux, Soul Bear, Obelisk. Let's make it quick. Obelisk is kind of trolly and fun though. It does provide a ton of damage. It takes time to activate and whatnot. It comes with magic power and magic pen, so it makes it a really good item if you just want to melt pen. But with the current builds on full pen bursts, you don't really need it, and there's a little bit more. I actually forgot an item here. You guys probably know which one is my favorite one. Um, but I wouldn't really worry about Obelisk until you really start getting like your core gameplay mechanics down. It's a higher skill, higher play style. You can have fun. I'm not saying you can't troll and like enjoy yourself. It's a game, especially in casuals. But it's just something that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. But once you get skilled and get better at your character and whatnot, and you just think you need that extra damage output, the amplification, it is a nice item. Provides pen, magic power, and it scales forever. But basically, if you can try to get in 30, 40 minutes, you could probably hit up 50, 40 to 50 stacks. And I mean, you can throw out some pretty good damage. You can be hitting out 400 or 500 off that. So, it is nice, it is helpful, but most mids, I would say, have enough damage in a way to take care of what they need while going a bit more safer. Soul Bear, solid item. I would look into this for people with lifesteal, though. I think in reality, the only two people that use it right now are Countess for just insane lifesteal and sustain, and also Gideon to use on True Silver to give sustain in his ultimate. So the most staying in the Sorcerer's Crest. I'm missing the most important one, which is Epoch Stasis. That one is, in my opinion, by far the best mid item. If you want to like really take it, if you want to play it safe, if you really want to take advantage of it, it gives you a reset, especially with the type of mid game styles there are now. It gives you resets. It gives you time to kind of hang out. It gives you power. It gives you mana. It gives you. It's. I would say it's probably the best and what I would consider for basically every single one of the builds down here for anyone that is in lower elo trying to climb up. Time Flux is super fun to use. It's really nice. You get to, if you're Bellica, you get your Q up faster. It repositions you. But it's a higher skill level ceiling. But it's something that if you can learn to abuse it, super worth it. Tempest, it's made for tanks, so tank mids, tank countess. I throw it on here because due to the AOE healing nerf that we got a few patches ago, Soulbearer did lose a little bit of its overall scaling and healing with lifesteal Omnivamp with AOE abilities. So it does hurt Countess a bit. So you could look into using some Tempest for some sustain, also some lifesteal, and it has a good build path. I mean, it has a good stats, so it's still worthwhile, you know, if you do need that, if you think that they are a bit tanky, you just need some sustain. But yeah, I did forget Stasis. Epoch is probably my number one pick that I would say if you're trying to climb, use it for everything. So the most popular builds right now is the full pen build and time warp build. So full pen, it was used before time warp really got popular because full pen would allow you basically to it would basically allow you to make the ADC have zero armor. So penetration is like lethality in League for people that played League. It's just straight raw armor. You're just getting rid of armor completely. It's not shred where it becomes like for your it helps benefit your team, but it makes it where you're penetrating through the armor instead of taking a percentage off like shred. So it's pen is very very strong against the squishies, and with a slightly ADC bias slash meta due to current matchmaking, this is what you're looking for. You know, you wanted the full pen burst, but now we also got the cooldown build, and this cooldown build allows you to spam your abilities and have sustain and output damage like crazy. I mean, it's this is like, you know, it's hard to say what build for each person because it doesn't work like that. It is situational overall. But like I would 100% look into the ability haste for people like I would say Gideon, Belica. I mean, like you can use it for all of them, but it's dependent. Like I said, if you are kind of having trouble and you need sustain in your lane, so that way you can farm more, you want to use the ability haste as well, and you can have the potential to roam, output a ton of damage into late game. Um, you know, I would definitely say try out both of them, see what you think, see what you feel is the best that matches you. Because what I see in lower elo games is you can honestly run full pen and wreck everybody until you get into 2000 MMR easily. You know, when you play solo queue, you're playing for yourself. It's a 1v9 no matter what. So you just need to be the one that does the most damage and has the most sustain, right? Hence why like I recommend a Countess. I recommend Faye. You know, those are the two that Morgish, like those people, they output so much damage and they can sustain themselves pretty well that you're able to carry yourself in those type of situations, you know. So the full pen is solid, I would say, for like lower elo. As you get into higher tier play, if you go the time warp mega custom, you're able to basically be able to control your enemy in a way, right? So like you win and you lose with both of them, but you're losing so little on both that they're both very 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 solid build paths. But this is overall what I would say is like what you want to look at. You can always look into, you know, if they have a bit too much tanks and whatnot, you can look into changing some of these skills. If you're not really able to get to their ADCs, you just have to turn to a front line. You have to help your peel your ADC. You know, there's items that you can switch into, but it doesn't, like I wouldn't say it works like that. I would say as an off laner or as a mid laner, do not build a Zul core first is the biggest mistake I see people. Get Alchemical Rod, the 3.5% extra damage, it only appears on Alchemical Rod too. Like you don't need to get Zul core to get the benefits. Alchemical Rod gets you that for 700 gold, including the codec purchase you do, the 350, so technically 1050. But it's very cheap and it's going to help you scale, going to sustain if you absolutely want to build it, all right? But I recommend that for, you know, a gadget build. Other than that, man, you need to keep pressure in low elo games and whatnot. You need to be winning your game early. Otherwise, people, they're going to be upset. Like, mental tilt is an issue with lower elo. These people, they die once, they're going to blame jungler, and they're just going to ruin everyone's mood and ruin the atmosphere. So, like, you know, that's why I say, like, go the full damage route. Usually for the low elo grind, as you get better and better, look into adding the time warp mega cosm. See if you can, that's when you're gonna have to do a lot of lane pressure and sustain, so that way you're able to provide pressure and look into roams. You know, full pen, you can probably murder the mid laner that you're fighting in low elo. You have to play aggressive, you have to play smart, you know, and that's where I think the full pen is gonna exceed, or you know, the current ability haste. But once you start getting more advanced players, you probably want to go ability haste so you can sustain yourself, keep the mid laner in your lane, maybe give yourself ability to go and roam. That's what I would say is overall, like, this is would be my guide in terms of what I consider the best mid lane build. Like these is what I would look for. And everything is, of course, you have to decide against your team, against the enemy team on like some specifics. But like I run these almost all the time, no matter what the build is. I really don't think I wanted to come here into these items and just take a quick look, kind of refresh my brain and see. Like Spellbreaker, I don't see it being that like amazing. I know you get the increased magic power, but it's not really worth it. Astral Catalyst, it's just a very, very boring garbage item. Sorry. I mean, it's just nothing really hypens me up on this. I wouldn't, you should be murdering people with your cool ult to where you do not need this 20% cooldown. Late game, you'll have your ult the next fight. I wouldn't worry about that. Golem's Gift, I mean, like, I never really think of using it. Sometimes I build it like for fun if I really need some like basically anti-burst with ADCs being strong or whatnot. But if I'm able to kill the ADC first, I don't need the physical power. Dreambinder. Once again, this is when you get into like Shinbi off lane type. But I don't really focus in on it. Some people say they use it for like gadget ulti. Slows do not stack. So whatever the highest slow is, that is the slow that's going to go on them. And with gadget slow, I think it beats this. So it's not worth it. Magnify, unfortunately, isn't really that crazy. It does give shred, right? But it's nothing. There's not that much AP in the game. Like, you're very rare going to have more than one AP person unless your support is going AP decker. Oathkeeper is solid overall. Once again, though, more towards the off lane, not really mid. Lifeminder, I used to say Lifeminder was solid on Countess. Now with the nerf to the lifesteal, I haven't really tried it out. The con is that a lot of items are giving you two passives and whatnot, and then you're getting like one passive with this, one passive with Astral Catalyst. It's a balance issue, so I wouldn't really focus in on that. Although Lifebinder did have nice magical lifesteal, I might try it on Countess again and see. But you're gonna miss out on a lot of the better bonuses and whatnot, right? That's it. That's the con. It's not that this item is bad. It's that there's something better than it. Same with World Breaker. It used to be pretty nice with damage amplification. It's kind of fallen off. You do get the sustain, but you're not really. Only tank Countess really can benefit from this because of you're getting more magical power on your bonus HP, not your total HP, unfortunately. But that's it. That's kind of what I want to say. Here's a stasis, very important. Highly recommend it. Other than that, I don't see anything super duper crazy in terms of the crests. If you're low elo and whatnot, Epoch, high elo, Epoch, like, it's very good. It's a very good item. But everything that's how the mid lane builds are, I would say. Just like, please don't fucking build a Zoro core first item. Please don't. I'm tired of seeing mid laners like that, and I want to help that. I want to stop that. I want some good fights. I want people to get better. I want to see the community improve. I want to see less toxicity. So please don't do that. No, and only a chemical rod first, if anything. Other than that, we're looking at combustion, time warp. So you can kind of switch out time warp and mega cosm depending on, once again, are you doing a ton of damage? You can also go mega cosm. Like with Faye, I would go mega cosm first. It stacks their RMB, as I'm an RMB enjoyer with Faye. You can go time warp so you can have your E faster, though it's very time dependent. Mega Cosm, in my opinion, does more damage in that situation. But I want you guys to play it out, because the thing is, I can only say so much. Other than that, it's how you play. If you building Oblivion Crown somehow gets you more W's than building Combustion first, so be it. Everyone does have their own niche and how they play and whatnot, their play style. But this is what I would just say is just the best overall caster mid lanes. Just do not build the Zoro core first and focus on these type of item comps. And yeah. So other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you have want to share anything. If I'm wrong, let me know. I like to converse with everybody and see maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something. Maybe you guys have some sort of math. I am not a very mathematical guy when it comes to this type of stuff. I look it up online. I see what other people's opinions are. I take it into consideration. I try it. I'm not gonna go in depth. So if you guys have any ideas, any smart stuff, let me. I'm excited to hear it. But on that note, um, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave it like leave it down in the comments. If you did enjoy, leave a like, and if you want to subscribe, I stream almost every single day on Twitch and on YouTube. But yeah, I'll catch y'all and have a good one. Peace.